Okay, so today I'm going to talk a little bit about this somewhat new craze or this new thing of like incels, like involuntary celibate people, and I want to talk a little bit about why I think coming out as an incel, whether you are one or not, is probably not productive for your situation. And I'd also like to just maybe give some reason to be voluntarily celibate. And here goes. So, I've had an interesting sexual experience. My sex life has always been probably a bit more out there or interesting than your average bros. Uh, um, so yeah, I mean, I've experimented with homosexuality and masochism, and I've experimented with you know, different little. I've had threesomes and uh, with both genders, and just I've done things to try to push my limits and my boundaries, and to really try to find something that I was into that would get me off. And I have not had much luck with this, and it's probably because I was always looking for to do something more exciting and more crazy, and I probably desensitized myself and became just really kind of miserable. And I've been in several long-term relationships, and I cared very deeply about both of these people being women, and and got my heart broken by both of them, and it sucked. I'm a very loyal type of guy. Like, I'm not a cheater. I don't really. If I'm with someone and I'm committed to that person, I'm not really looking around or try. Like, if I went to a concert one time with my girlfriend and this girl came up to me and like started trying to dance with me, and it was just like my natural reaction to like to turn the opposite way really fast. And but I understand that some people are not like that, and some people will enjoy fucking around and whatever. And I would say to those people, like that you might have a bit to learn from the incels. I mean, though they are involuntarily celibate or just not willing to settle for some you know uh, like D grade like piece of pussy or whatever. Uh, I would say that like you know you. I think there is something to uh, no one is involuntarily celibate. There's always an option. You can always go. You can always pay for sex. It's possible, like there's such a thing as Backpage, and that's real. Uh, so I think that if you are involuntarily celibate, that's bullshit. You're 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 joining up with this victim mentality, and you're really no better than the feminists, to be real. So, like, you can find a way to make yourself more attractive. You can find a way to build up your confidence and learn some jokes. Get a fucking joke book. You know, read some read some females blogs about what they're looking for in a man, rather than writing a blog about how you can't get a girl to talk to you or whatever. You know, if that's your like default position, that's not good. I mean, you you can't give up that easy, man. Like, you're always going to get turned down. I mean, I think that women and men get turned down. It happens all the time. I've turned down many women in my life, and I think that I'm not trying to brag either. I'm just saying it happens. So this whole mentality of I'm just this loser dude, and women are like rule our culture now, and if I try to like even talk to a girl, then she's gonna like shit on me and tell me I'm a piece of shit loser. Whatever you think is going to happen, it might. Like honestly, it might. It very well might. You might get shit on, and a girl might tell you that you're a loser. It's happened to me many times. But as many times as I've gotten turned down, I've always at least been able to get a girl to respond to me. I'm not saying that like I am like I'm not like this guy that can go and like pick up women. I have anxiety issues, like major anxiety issues. I'm not a particularly social person if you haven't noticed, but but I do not accept the involuntarily celibate people, because you can always get, it's the same way, you can always get drugs, you can always get pussy, you can always it's it's possible. uh, and B, reasons that you might want to voluntarily be celibate is, if you think that you're already involuntarily celibate, why not just why not just wait for marriage? Why not uh, you know keep the option open of some woman finding you, and you really like you should just never like X like options for things that you want. You shouldn't be, by coming out as an incel, you're basically saying to women that a, probably that you are like have micro penis, and that you like are a Star Trek fan, and like you know that there's just not sexy thing. That's not a sexy thing to be involuntarily celibate. That gives off the vibe that you are like just a weird person, and you don't want to do that. I mean, I don't think anybody wants to give off a vibe, an unattractive vibe. I don't think anybody wants to be unattractive. I mean, except for like maybe Marilyn Manson or like Gigi Allen, or like shock people, but nobody, no real person like in everyday life, just living their life. I don't even think like Marilyn Manson and Gigi Allen want to like go to the grocery store and have everybody like fucking like spilling their their groceries and shit. But just think better of yourself. A, get some fucking confidence. B, like be more open and like not as like judgmental, I would say, of women, because a woman might give you a vibe that you don't necessarily think is like, you might think she's like giving you this fuck you vibe, but that really could just be like damn, I really want to suck that dick. You don't know until you ask. And that's what you have to do. You have to talk to women and not be a dick. It's really not hard. I mean, women can get over ugly. I mean, truly, women can get over you being ugly. If that's what your problem is, if you're just an ugly guy, women can get over that. Just work on your personality, build your confidence, be funny. Funny is very important. All women respond to funny, and just have a sense of humor. Like, just be real and be like, don't be a fucking dick. Don't assume anything. What's wrong with you? Okay, let's say bye.